Dairy farmers, did you know that while your automated milking and feed systems are boosting efficiency, they are also becoming attractive targets for cybercriminals? Can you imagine your milk collection technology failing overnight because of a cyber attack? Let's understand the vulnerabilities of dairy farm technologies to cyber threats. What's the most common cyber attack in dairy farming?
In dairy farm production, one of the most common cyber threats is ransomware attack. Ransomware attack generally compromise critical part of systems and infrastructures and also data as well in dairy farm. If these systems are compromised with ransomware, it could result in disrupted milking systems, inaccurate feeding and temperature regulation. Potentially this will lead to financial losses and reduce milking operations.
How can we start building our protection?
To respond to this question, I should mention implementing multi-factor authentication (MFA) would be a potential solution. It helps us to increase the security of the system to access via authorized people, and also we can consider other type of authentication like biometric or one-time codes, and also we can use more proactive security techniques and tools to remove any vulnerabilities in our environments. Additionally, having regular auditing the systems and vulnerability assessment helps us to remove any vulnerability and exploit any vulnerable items in our environment.
One simple step that farmers can do to advance and build their cybersecurity is to regularly rotate their passwords. So just changing their passwords ever so often, that helps them protect their infrastructure. So it's a simple step, but it does have a powerful impact in their cyber security. We have implemented different systems such as an automated feeding system, milking systems, either both for cows and for calves. And we also have systems in place to monitor a cow's activity, cow's rumination, and all in all, when all of these are combined, staff on site have a better sense of what's going on to each of the cows. So then they can have a better look on how to manage and improve the daily lives of the animals that we house here at the farm, and also on their health, their welfare, and how to promote best practices within our dairy industry. As any other fields in agriculture, dairy farms are increasing the use of smart devices. And these are devices that we don't normally have control over them. So one of the things that we did at the Ontario Dairy Research Center is to isolate those devices on a separate network. So because we cannot control them specifically, we can create borders around it and make sure that even in cases those devices get compromised by a cyber attack, they are in a complete isolated environment, and that reduces the risk of a perpetrator gaining control over other systems at the farm. So this is a simple measure, but does create another layer of protection on the overall scheme of things here at the farm. Other things that we do as well is we regularly maintain our systems. So there are regular updates to our workstations, servers, and anything that we have control over that we can. We also regularly collaborate with IT professionals to make sure that what we do here is in line with the best practices in the industry. So our main focus here is to do research, and we acknowledge that we are not cybersecurity experts. And that is fundamental to make sure that we can move forward. So recognizing that this is not our main expertise, we can reach out for help. And that's exactly what we did. We got IT professionals, cybersecurity professionals to come on site and evaluate and help us improve our security measures to make sure that we are not vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks. One of the main goals that we have here at the farm is to work on the cybersecurity culture at the farm. So we want to help our staff on site to understand that the risk is real, that cyber attacks are out there constantly trying to find ways to get into our infrastructure. So working with them and educating them that, one, it's real, like I said, and number two, that they have to be vigilant, knowing what to click, knowing where not to click, knowing to see, is this email solicited or not? Is this attachment, did I ask for it or not? So anything that looks suspicious, help them understand that there's a risk, and also having them understand the importance of rotating passwords. It's not easy when every so often there is a new password and every staff has to get on board with rotating passwords. So it can be kind of a pain at first, but we know that if we don't implement this, it will be even worse later on. Another challenge is the perceived upfront cost to implement cybersecurity measures on farm. Making sure that you have IT professionals come in and assess and give feedback on what can be done and how to be done, making sure that you have appropriate network setup, firewalls, and all of that might seem overwhelming, and it might seem that the cost associated with this is too high to start with. But we all know that that is just a fraction of what costs to pay a ransom. So there is this apprehensive fear of what the costs could be and what the farm could be vulnerable to, knowing that can be a challenge at first. But what we have to understand is that if there's a vulnerability that can be exploited by a ransom attacker, they will do, and the ransomware will be far greater than what the costs are to implement cybersecurity measures.
Keep in mind, these are merely the initial steps to secure your farming technology. Stay alert and consider additional safety measures customized to your unique operations. Be part of the solution. Secure the future with us.